to. Welcome everyone. Today we're gonna have part 2 of the series, and this is about what men need to know about women. And as I told you in part 1, I'm very passionate about this topic because I really think that it will help so many couples to understand each other better and make their marriage better because of that. And again, like I said also in part 1, it will be full of generalizations. Yeah, all the things that I'm saying is very general. It's not applicable to every single one of you or every single woman or every single man. But just take whatever you can use from it, and whatever you can you see in your partner. They think, oh, that's why. And that you at least you understand it a little bit better, and that might be already helpful. Yeah. So what men need to know about women. Yeah. It's usually is related to the part 1 as well. The first thing that women really need from men, and one of the most important thing, is a reassurance of love. The woman needs continuous reassurance. So a man might think, yeah, I work hard and I do this and I do that, and so she knows I love her. No, for a woman, you need to show it. She needs to feel it. And it needs even a verbal affirmation. So you really have to say, I love you, in words, for a woman. It's not only showing by your actions that a man thinks like, oh, I'm doing this and then I work hard and I have 2 jobs and this and that. So she knows I love. No, she needs to hear it also. And besides that, also a physical reassurance. So like hugging and touching and kissing in a non-sexual way. And this is very important for a woman. She needs this emotional connection with her husband, and she really craves for that, that she has an emotional connection with her husband. So if she is expressing some emotions, she's actually trying to connect with her husband. She's actually trying to connect with you. And so a woman needs companionship in that sense. So she really wants her husband to be her companion. Yeah, and now, so in that sense, yes, she wants the husband to fulfill that role. And so the man logically might think like, I'm providing for the family, I'm paying the rent, I come home every night, so of course she knows I love you, I love her, right? But that's she wants actually to hear it, and that you show it with action, with hugging and things like that. And what with this companionship, also she would like her husband to open up a little bit about his problems or talk about things that he's dealing with. And while the man is more like want to solve these things by himself and everything, when you would open up a little bit to your wife, she will really appreciate it, and she will feel the more companionship with you. But for a man, it's usually like talking about it, of being emotional and talking about your problems is like asking for trouble, But for a woman, being emotional and talking about things, about how she feels and everything, that's actually natural. Yeah. So this is the differences. That so to come closer together, it will help if a husband can open up a little bit to his wife, about what he's dealing with on a daily basis. Yeah. Oh, how? Okay. Men about the thought processes. Mark Gunger, he made a video about the tale of the 2 brains, and he explains like men and women, they have the same brain, they have the same brain, but it works differently, and that's why there's a difference. So what happens for a woman, she can have multiple thought processes simultaneously at the same time. She's like many times she's multitasking. So that's why she has so many things going on, like she's cooking and she's also taking care of her child or whatever, helping her do his homework and blah, blah, blah. And multitasking, So she can, when in conversation, she can jump from one topic to another. That's comes very natural for a woman. And bring up different topics into a conversation. And remembering past events and bringing it up in a conversation. And for a man, is very different. He focuses on one thing, and he solves it, and then he moves on to another one. Yeah, so that's very different. So when a woman jumps from one topic to another topic in one conversation, it's very disorienting and frustrating for a husband, actually. And it doesn't make sense to him why she brings up this and why she brings up that. And why she brings up the past for a present event and things like that. And so that's because the brain works differently. Yeah, for men it's always like very focused, and for women it's like all over the place. And there's both. It's not one is good and the other is not, or one is better than the other. No, it's just different. And when you understand that it's different, then that helps you. You won't be so much frustrated when you know that that's how a woman's brain works. But the thing is, it can also happen during intimacy, that a woman suddenly mentions something about chores she needs to do or something, and that's actually for a husband that's very frustrating. It destroys the whole mood, and it actually hurts him if he's showing his love to her in intimacy, and then she brings up something like totally irrelevant or totally like outside. Something else, busy about other things, and it's kind of hurtful for him. So women, don't do that. Ladies, don't do that. But that's because the brain of a woman is always busy, is always doing, thinking about different kind of things. So that's why. Okay, then the third point. A woman needs emotional security. So the men usually have the impression that she wants that the woman usually wants financial security most, but actually it's more important to have emotional security. And what did that mean is that that's like when a husband is like working a lot and is not much home, then she might start to think about, oh, perhaps he doesn't love me, he doesn't love me enough. Yeah, and but the wife wants this companionship again, this emotional relationship with her husband, and so that's actually more important than the financial security. There was a study was done, and 90% of the women, they said that they would prefer their husband taking a lower paying job if it meant that their husband could spend more time at home. Can you imagine? So less money, but more time at home. She wants this time with her husband, quality time, doing things together, or talking, or just like being in a house together and talking about things. Yeah, so it's for a woman very important. That's in the small things, like touching her often, texting her, calling her from the office, saying when you're coming home, making quality time for her, especially that one, and talk to her, basically talk to her, and your wife and kids, they have also a right on your time. It's not only work all the time. So we have to try to find the balance, a good balance between that. So that's the quality time is very important. And the men, they need to understand, they usually provide financial security, mashallah, and that's great, right? It's one of their responsibilities. And he thinks like, if I make long hours for work, that I'm doing a great job. And they have sometimes this tendency, like that women, they like shopping, and so they think that they might be materialistic, they want a lot of things. No, they actually value a strong relationship with their husband more, than having more money. So that's an important thing to know. And so related to that is another point, is that they would really like their partner, their spouse, to be their friends. A woman would love their husband to be their best friend. And for a man it's differently. They might love their wife a lot, but they might have still a male best friend, And of course also they you're not likely to talk so much about their problems or things like that. But for a woman, that's actually very important that their husband is their friend. That's the ideal for them. For a woman, the ideal is that their husband is their best friend. And that best friend will listen with care and paying attention and sympathize and connect with her emotionally. And that is pretty hard job for a man. That's for a man very hard to listen, just to talk when she talks about a problem, and he just needs to listen, and she will dwell over it and give all the details, and she wants sympathy, she wants just to let her emotions out, to be listened to and understood. But what she doesn't want, and what man naturally wants to do, is offer solutions. And a man naturally wants to offer solutions, and that's actually what she doesn't want. She doesn't want to hear any solutions. She just wants to give her her story, and release that emotions and tell someone about it. So what the man needs to do is to fully listen. Try your best. I know it's not easy, but try your best to listen with full attention. So you turn off the TV, put your phone away, and really try to focus on what she's trying to say. And don't talk them out of their feelings, or just sympathize and understand. You just have to listen, basically. And that might be already hard enough, right? So, because when a man has a problem, he doesn't want to talk about it usually, or only a little, and he definitely doesn't want to listen to a long story and things like that. He wants to solve the problem, right? Like quick and done. And he's not looking for sympathy. He wants solutions and answers, right? So that urge that the man has, you have to, like, when you talk to your wife, you have to, like, control yourself, hold it back, don't offer solutions, And when she's done, then you can ask her if she likes a solution, but maybe she doesn't, And if she's hurt, just hug her. She just needs a hug, maybe, And I know this is really hard for men, but you have to try to learn to be her friend, and open up and be her true life partner. So that's very important for a wife. Okay, so that's a difficult one, right? Okay, then another point. Intimacy. About intimacy. For the woman, it's more about the emotional connection with her husband. And that's why women are naturally more romantic and things like that. And if she's not so enthusiastic about intimacy, that has actually most of the time nothing to do with the husband, or it's nothing personal. She just might have like a lot of things going on. Maybe the children were like naughty the whole day, and she had to shout a lot, and she has maybe a lot of things on her mind, right? And but if she is in love with her husband, she really, from the intimacy, she wants this emotional connection, and it's usually not for husband. It's usually more the intimacy is more a way to relax, but for the wife, it's not necessarily a way to relax, and but the way to get her into the mood for intimacy, that is more about that she has the feeling that to be wanted, that by the husband, and pursued, maybe like feeling noticed, And so that's for her important. So when the husband can provide that, then that might help to initiate the intimacy. And so a woman needs to feel wanted, and she feels pursued, and she when the husband notices her appearance, that will help a lot. So that she's like wanting his attention, So for men, it's more like the intimacy is more like a physical need, to unwind and relax, and that's why they go after it and they initiate it a lot. And if he's in love with his wife, he wants this intimacy. But for a woman, it's a little bit different. So that's what you need to understand as well. And then another point about beauty. A woman feels beautiful through clothes and accessories. She wants to feel beautiful by dressing up, by the clothes she wears, the perfume she uses, and things like that. And putting on jewelry and things like that. And so that the husband notices her. So what's the job of a husband then in that case? Notice her. Notice that she changed her hairstyle maybe, or she things that changed. Show your appreciation and show your attraction. Yeah. And also never stare at another woman in presence of your wife. Yeah, that's really destroying her self-confidence and her love for you as well. So make her feel important. Yeah, make her feel attractive. That will, again, will help you with the intimacy as well. Yeah, so that's for her to get more self-confidence and more open to intimacy. And then another point, what I would like to share with you. Oh yeah, that's related to the communication. Like when we said, like, listen to her, right, when she has a problem. Like the men should try to avoid to rationalize everything. So when she's speaking about something and she's expressing her emotions, many times she's not looking for solutions, right? So she just wants to release her emotions. So women are emotionally and physically and psychologically different from men in that sense. So don't try to rationalize everything, like oh no, this is about the facts and everything. Just listen attentively and show your compassion, and do not come with solution unless asked. Yeah, if asked, then you can give the solution. So that's related to that point. Yeah, so these were a few points that about differences in communication and differences between men and women that hopefully will help your relationship with your spouse better. And so then next time we will discuss another part of it. So let me know if you recognize some of those points, what I just mentioned, or you have something to add. Maybe there's something that you would like to add. Let me know in the comments below, and then I can react on that next time. So see you inshallah next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.